Rosa Parks,
Princess Diana,
Eliza Hamilton,
Maya Angelou,
Rosa Parks,
Ruby Bridges,
Misty Copeland,
Ruth Ginsburg,
Jane Goodall.
I would say Oprah Winfrey,
Jane Fonda,
my mom,
Philippa Sue,
Taylor Swift,
Gloria Estefan,
Billie Eilish,
Serena Williams.
Hi, welcome to this week's episode of NewzRoom18. I'm your host Sabrina, and I'm super excited for this episode. It is all about celebrating Women's History Month. For hundreds of years, women were not treated with the same respect that men were. Today, we still face these issues, but legally, a lot of things have been changed. From Florence Nightingale to Amelia Earhart, and now Kamala Harris, women are known for making history for being the first woman, or maybe even the first person, to do something. Throughout this video, you're going to get to know 4 different amazing women who work in all different industries, and we're going to get to see how being a woman has affected their lives. Our first interviewee is an amazing triple threat Kajay, who recently made her debut on Broadway in the musical Frozen.
Hi, my name is Kajay. My full name is Kajay Fellis Johnson, but professionally I just go by Kajay. I'm a dancer first, however, I'm also a singer and actress, branching into the TV world soon, but predominantly performing in New York on stage on Broadway, the Garden, Metropolitan Opera.
When did you start performing?
I started performing when I was like 2 or 3, like very early. I was just like plopped on the stage, and I've always had a lot of comfort on the stage, so I'm lucky in that regard.
What is your perspective on women in the theater or performance industry? Do you think they are treated equally?
No, they're not. Men are predominantly the leads and have more roles in terms of speaking on stage than women do across Broadway history from the beginning to up until now. And that's starting to branch out more and more in terms of opportunities for people, but it's still not anywhere it should be.
What is your favorite Broadway or performance memory?
I think I'll give 2 answers.
Okay.
One would just be being in The Lion King when I was younger. That was a national tour and it was a really long period of time, but that memory in general is just so important to me. And then also my Broadway debut with Frozen, just because I had this moment of like, oh my gosh, I've been working towards this exact thing for as long as I can remember, and now it's here. And I got to do that simultaneously with my parents in the audience and a really supportive cast. So it was just like so good.
What can people do to support women in the theater industry?
I'm just going to say something that's kind of intense, but it's true. Olivia Wilde recently, she's an actress, a film actress, and she's recently started directing. And she's talked about how there are men willing to sacrifice their pay cuts for women to make sure that they're being paid the same amount. And I know that's a really hard, move for people to make. But at the same time, like, we're truly not going to be able to equalize ourselves as women, as people of color, or anything until an ally can help us out. It just can't be done on our own. So I think we do need men to stand up for women.
And do you have any last comments or suggestions?
I would just say that if you are in the line of work where you're thinking about being a performer, the entire thing is about being consistent. Like if you are just consistent with your day-to-day work and your pursuit, you eventually will get there. That was something that was told to me, and I held on to it for dear life. And I think it's absolutely true, because I see the most talented people kind of dipping out before their time. And yeah, it's just patience, kindness and patience, those 2 things.
Seeing that it is Women's History Month, a lot of people have been bringing up the issue of sexual assault and rape. So if you would like to skip to the next section of the video, you can click this link right here, because I know this can be triggering for some people. If you've kept up with my social media or my other Newsroom episodes, you'll know that I am a huge TikTok user. I spend hours on TikTok every single day, whether it's watching cooking videos for a new recipe, discovering new artists that are just putting out music, or in some cases, learning about current events that aren't always covered in the news. Now, although TikTok is not necessarily a reputable source, a lot of people's videos that hold information in them have links or screenshots from articles or even videos, and they're just there to project the story out to a larger audience. I tried to contact the young lady who produced this TikTok video that I think has a really important message. Unfortunately, she didn't get back to me, so I was unable to interview her or hear more of her side of the story, but I think it's really important that everyone watches it.
Okay, before I start talking, trigger warning, I will be talking about sexual harassment and sexual assault. So one issue that I have realized that is very apparent among men and just our society is that boys and men do not hold their friends accountable for the things that they do. And I am specifically talking about assault and harassment. If you're out with your friends and you're walking and your friend all of a sudden catcalls a girl, call them out for it. That's not okay. That is not okay. Another thing, if you see any signs that your friends are planning on raping, harassing, assaulting any woman, hold them accountable. Huge issue is that you guys are not having these conversations with your friends. Us women, we have conversations with our friends about this shit all the fucking time. You have to have those uncomfortable conversations. You have to. Or else this is just going to continue. Society has brainwashed us all to think that women are the problem, when in reality it's men. Hold your friends accountable, and if you see something, say something.
A lot of people have been coming forward to make videos like this, and some of them are even more personalized, speaking about their own stories of sexual assault, harassment, or unfortunately even rape. While women are super intelligent and strong, there always is someone that is going to be stronger or smarter than you. And I don't personally think that women should be the ones that live in fear, or anyone for that matter. Men, who are the group of people that are predominantly causing women to feel afraid, should recognize this and listen to the stories of women that choose, for their own safety, to walk around with tasers or pepper spray in their purse. I know this is a hard topic to speak about, but it is something that needs to be addressed more often. Our society does need a little bit of adjustments, and I think that is one of the biggest parts. Because once women feel safer and less afraid of the people or men around them, maybe we would have more opportunities and we could be even more successful. Next up, we have fashion lover, influencer, and Instagram model, Charlene Westfall.
Hi guys, I'm Charlene Westfall. I am a recent graduate of The Ohio State University. I am from Cleveland originally, but I'm currently living in Columbus, and I graduated this May. I have a degree in fashion and retail studies, and I minored in business and Spanish. So I'm bilingual in English and Spanish. And I've taken a year of American Sign Language, ASL, because I'm really passionate about supporting people who have disabilities, because my little brother has autism.
How do you use your platform on social media to support other women?
My social media has developed a lot over time. When I started doing it, it was mainly a page to promote like my pageant title that I had. In 2016, I was Miss Ohio Collegiate, and my platform was autism awareness, also to support my brother, my little brother. And so that's kind of where my page started, is I was always, talking about pageantry and talking about my platform with autism awareness. And then as I got older and I got more into like the influencing and modeling scene, it kind of just became more about celebrating yourself and truly just being authentic, not trying to copy someone else's social media because you see that they're doing really well or you think that's trendy. It's really just about sticking to you as a person. So like right now, if you look other influencers' feed, you see it's like very neutral, very Pinteresty, inspo kind of thing. But I'm kind of staying true to like my colorful, bright self, constantly traveling and finding like pretty, very feminine, girly places and stuff. So I think just being authentic and like sticking to what your personal brand is something that I am a big advocate for. It's like, do what works for you. Don't do what works for other people. You have to be authentic no one wants to follow the exact same 20,000 feeds over and over again. Like that's the beauty of Instagram, is you can just be truly you, and that's like the beauty of social media itself. And that's a message I've been trying to promote a lot lately.
Sometimes a good book can inspire you to do something amazing. For example, Lin-Manuel Miranda read the biography of Alexander Hamilton and was inspired to write an original rap musical based on Alexander Hamilton. Now, no one really thought this would be successful, but it has become one of the most profitable and memorable musicals on Broadway. That being said, you should always chase your dreams and do what you think is best. That is what co-author of Women Let's Rise, Christine Whiteley, is all about.
My name is Christina Whiteley. I am 37. I'm a mom. I live on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island, and I'm a bit of a serial entrepreneur.
I saw that you wrote a book. Why don't you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so this was a project that somebody brought to me on Facebook. They reached out to me on Facebook and they're like, would you be open and collaborating in this book? And I thought, did you get the wrong Facebook page? Like, are you serious, me? And once I understood what the meaning was behind that book, which was helping women in leadership, overcoming obstacles, giving them clarity on having vision, I knew that I had to be a part of that project. And there was 18 writers in that book. And so we all gave our life stories and how we overcame our adversity to get to where we are in life. Find it on Amazon. It's called Women Let's Rise. And like you'll see there's a collaboration of authors. We've won best-selling author in 5 different categories. And we also were just announced as finalists in the Book of Excellence Award. So I feel really privileged to have contributed to this book with a bunch of really powerhouse women.
Would you be comfortable sharing one of your stories about how you as a woman have overcome obstacles?
It's so funny. You know what? I'm going to share a story that I haven't shared before, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
Because I was just talking to my husband, and he came into my office and he gave me a little bit of gossip. So how many women out there, like you hear a little bit of gossip from your friend and then you're like, oh my God. And then you guys all start gossiping together, right? That's what we do as women. We network and then we gossip. And so I actually used to work in a salon environment, and that was very, very normal. There was a lot of negativity. There was a lot of talking about people behind their backs. And I actually removed myself from that environment because I knew that it brought out the worst qualities in me. So over the course of my life, when I've been in environments like that, instead of trying to change the environment and who I'm speaking with, I change my behavior and I change who I'm hanging out with. So for example, when he said that, I said, you know, that's great, but it's not in my wheelhouse because I don't have time for the negativity. I don't have time for the gossip. I don't have time to get into it because I've got bigger things to do. I've got people to help and I've got an impact to make. And that's not where I want to focus any of my time. So I asked him, please don't bring that stuff to me anymore because it brings out the worst in me. And so when you know yourself well enough to know that there are some parts of your personality that maybe aren't the most becoming, you can actually shift and change them with mindfulness and self-awareness.
Last up, we have student and podcast co-host Jasmine Johnson to speak about how she uses her platform to uplift women and promote female-owned and ran businesses.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Johnson. I'm a junior accounting major at the University of Rhode Island, and I am also the host of the Adult Algorithm podcast. It's all about, things that we didn't learn in school, unfortunately, and I'm here to help you grow into your potential, grow and help you learn those things that we didn't learn. Currently, we have our Money March topic. We're talking about taxes, renting, an apartment, buying a home, all the things that we needed to learn in school, but we couldn't. But you can follow us at the Adult Algorithm on all our social medias, except for Twitter. It's adult_algorithm. Find us on Spotify, wherever you want to listen to our podcast. We also have a YouTube channel, so go check it out.
Do you think our generation or younger generations are more willing to accept equality, specifically for women?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think our culture, our social media culture, our political culture around us has been able to kind of amplify those voices. Very few times you hear, very sexist things on, on my For You page is not sexist, but I see all over my For You page men who fight so hard for women. The biggest example right now that's happening right now is the NCAA tournament. That's huge. And I don't think, however many years ago, you would have been seeing the men in March Madness in the men's tournament standing up for the women, but that's exactly what they're doing now. And I think that's amazing. I think absolutely that is a true statement to beyond belief.
Do you think that social media was a big part in proving that there was inequality within the women's NCAA tournament?
1000%. And they made it happen so quick. Our world is so quick. We want things to happen right away. That's what they did because of social media. And Sedona, the woman from Oregon who plays for them, she's a huge reason why that happened, because that video, all it took was that one video to blow up. And then more women from other schools started to post about it. Then those started to blow up. If you get a big enough audience, if you get a big enough, reach of people that really do stand for something, stuff's going to happen. So,
right.
Yeah, it's huge.
How do you use your podcast and social media to promote equality and support women?
Yeah, so for actually a long time, I didn't even realize that I had only women on my podcast for a while, just because I feel like I trust them. Not saying that I don't trust men, but just it feels more natural for me. So when I start to have men come on, it's all men that also stand for the same reasons. But I use it basically to amplify those voices, especially during hard times like this. And making sure that, so now I used to have a t-shirt of the week, making sure that, a lot of the t-shirts were women made or from women businesses. My best friend, who her mom passed away, I made sure to, amplify her voice when she sold a shirt in her honor. And same with the small business, segment that I have in my podcast now. I really try and aim for, women-led businesses. And that's basically, it's the least I can do for our community. It's the least, is just amplify their voices, share on social media, and, who knows, it could blow up one day. And if I'm, part of that and part of helping that happen, then I would be so happy.
And do you have any last comments or suggestions?
Make sure that you're amplifying the women in your family's voices. Everyone knows a strong and powerful woman. Just make sure that you're there for them, even if you are a woman, because, empowering women empower women. So please, please, please keep it up. You guys are doing amazing. Sabrina, you're doing an amazing job. I thank you so much for, having me.
Now, as you guys saw in my interview with Jasmine, we talked about the women's NCAA tournament, and I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. A women's basketball player from the University of Oregon named Sedona Prince posted a TikTok pretty much bashing the weight room that they were given. Now, if you compare this weight room to the men's, there was a reason for it to be bashed. Whether you're a male or woman, if you're a professional athlete, you deserve the equipment that will help you succeed. And in most cases in sports, success is winning. After Sedona's video blew up, it ended up blowing up even more because so many female athletes, including ones that were participating in the NCAA tournament, began posting about this issue as well, because it was something that they were dealing with themselves.
I got something to show y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight room. Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space. If you aren't upset about this problem, then you're a part of it.
After a few days, they were given a new weight room and more equipment to work with.
Guess what, guys? We got a weight room, yeah! We got a ton more dumbbells. Look at that. Look at all these racks for squats and whatever we want to do. We got a bunch of bands. Look at this, guys. And we got some equipment. Ayo, thank you, NCAA, for listening to us. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much, for real. Yay, guys! Yeah.
If Sedona chose to stay silent and not post that video, it's very likely that the women within the NCAA tournament would have done poorly because they didn't have the correct materials and equipment to succeed. That being said, this is a perfect example of using your voice to speak out. You should never let anyone silence you, and if you believe in something, stand up for it. Do you believe that empowered women empower women?
Absolutely.
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 Oh my gosh, absolutely.
I feel like I grew up, unfortunately, in a culture when I was younger that was still a part of, kind of tearing people down and that kind of thing.
But a lot of women get into this interesting place of competition. And that's where people get into trouble because they automatically talk down about somebody that makes them feel less than because they're not in the place to step up and do the work or be in the same position. And so what I found is by using curiosity, whenever I have envy of somebody or want to be there, I just ask questions.
I think there's healthy competition when it comes to, being in the same career field as someone, at the same time, I'm competing against other influencers, for example, and other people in the fashion industry.
We have this battle where we kind of bring each other down sometimes, but we always have to get back to where we have to be. And, women don't get the benefit of the doubt sometimes, equality, and it's our job to raise each other up through those hard times.
Whatever opportunity is meant for you will be yours. And if that opportunity, doesn't come to fruition for you, it was just meant for someone else.
Now, this next clip isn't an interview. It is a video that my friend Mallory sent in. Mallory is someone that I've worked with for the past 2 years, and I've had the privilege of getting to know her and getting a lot closer with her over the past couple of years. She's so amazing and inspirational and never lets anyone push her around, and I love what she had to say in this next clip.
Hello, my name is Mallory. Women can do anything they put their mind to, and being a strong, resilient young woman is never a problem. And one word I could describe women is impeccable, immaculate, strong. You name it, that's what women are. We're beasts. I know I said way too many words, but whatever.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of NewzRoom18. I hope you've enjoyed all of Women's History Month so far and take advantage of these next couple of days to make a woman in your life feel special and appreciated. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content and check out my other NewzRoom18 videos. Thanks for watching!